Hi everyone, I'm Kanika. Welcome back to UniVoyage. So today we'll be discussing about IPMAT Rohtak 2023, which just happened. And after hearing from a lot of students, I have come up with a small analysis of the paper and how it went for everybody. Now, this video will not only be useful for the 2023 aspirants, but also for 2024 or future aspirants, as they'll get an idea of the general pattern Rohtak likes to follow. So let's get into the video. Now, as far as some general observations are concerned, it was observed that the paper was very easy, much like the 2022 paper, if not actually easier this time. But compared to the other two sections, verbal ability was slightly on the tricky side. Obviously, only relative to the other two sections. Otherwise, all the three sections were very easy. The number of attempts that I've heard from a lot of people were over 100 with a good accuracy rate according to them. So that's what I've heard from a lot of students, and that also seems like a good attempt rate to me. We'll go into the attempt rate a little more in the video ahead. But let's focus on the other observations. There was no sectional time limit or sectional timer, but they often confuse us with the instructions that they give prior to the exam with respect to the sectional timer. And I know a lot of you had this confusion too. I also personally had this confusion in 2022. But since in the past 4 years, it has been observed that they do not give any sectional time limits. So again, something to note for the 2024 students. Moreover, an additional sheet was provided to you for extra rough work or just to solve questions. And something important to be noted is that a lot of people ended up solving questions, like the good number of questions, or probably a lot of them in the entire paper, in less than 120 minutes, which is 2 hours. So that also tells us a lot about the difficulty level, which was relatively easier this time. Now, going on to the sectional observations, obviously there were three sections: quantitative ability, verbal ability, and logical reasoning. As far as verbal ability is concerned, this time it was pretty similar to past years, just the direct questions. Obviously, here also the students were confused in the vocab questions. That's about it. That was the tricky section. And this time, one additional add-on feature was the odd one out question in the parajumble section as well. So I would suggest that even for IPMAT Indore, you can practice a few of those questions. You'll find a bunch of them on the internet, so definitely you should practice them, because you never know if Indore would end up giving you those questions too. Then, as far as LR is concerned, logical reasoning, it was pretty simple. There were a lot of questions on data sufficiency this time, and there was critical reasoning more than visual reasoning, which was also a structure that NPAT followed this time. So kind of this draws like a comparison between NPAT and IPMAT Rohtak for this year at least. And as far as quantitative ability is concerned, there was this comparative quantitative ability question, which is basically like statement A will give you a certain value, statement B will give you a certain value, and then you have to compare those values, and only then you'll be able to answer the question. So obviously, in terms of concept, it is very simple. It is the same as you've been doing, but you might not have seen this pattern of asking a question, at least in IPMAT Rohtak in the past. So that was something unique about the three sections. But overall, the difficulty level of all of them was pretty simple this time. Now, let's move on to expected cutoffs. So, analyzing the past year cutoffs, specifically with respect to 2022, since in 2022 it was around 306, and in 2021 it was 260, or around 260. So there was a major jump, right? But the difficulty level of 2023 was quite similar to 2022, which is why we have kept the cutoff similar to that, if not a little higher. Now, you need to understand one important thing, that cutoffs are decided on the basis of two things. A, the level of difficulty of the examination, right? And B, how much preparation was done by the students, and the level of competency, and like the level of competition around you also really matters. Now this year, obviously, with the increasing awareness about IPMAT Rohtak and IPM program, there was more competition, so the competency level increases, and like a lot of people have done a lot of preparation this time, I have noticed, more than like the past years. And also the difficulty was quite low this time around, so therefore we're expecting these cutoffs. For the general category, we feel around 306 to 330 would be our prediction, but obviously it is subject to change. Now, don't feel disheartened if your predicted score is not in this range for your respective category, but all this is our prediction. And like on any channel, you'll find a lot of these predictions and a lot of these expected cutoffs, but you can never be, no, none of the channels or none of the teachers even can be certain about the cutoff. We all expected a lower cutoff in 2022, but it turned out to be 300 plus, which was a very big shocker for a lot of us. So do not be disheartened or over excited about this. Just sort of focus on IPMAT Indore and GIPMAT. That is more crucial as of now. And whatever mistakes you happen to make in IPMAT Rohtak, do not repeat them in IPMAT Indore or GIPMAT. Keep those things in mind instead of ruling about the cutoffs and watching a lot of videos on cutoffs. Just now focus on the upcoming examinations. And once you have cleared the cutoff for this examination, you will obviously get a lot of interview help from this channel itself. So if you like this video, do not forget to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe to our channel.